In this video, I want to show you how I transform my Canvas homepage from this to this. I find that creating buttons with hyperlinks is a more engaging student experience than what Canvas offers. We will accomplish this with 3 steps. First, I will create buttons using Microsoft PowerPoint. Second, I will insert and hyperlink these buttons in a Canvas page. And third, I will designate the newly created page as the home page. Let's get going. PowerPoint allows you to select any elements on the slide, right-click, and save those elements as one graphic file. I am currently working on a Windows machine running Office 365. Although you can turn anything into a button, I am going to limit my buttons to 3 elements: shapes, stock icons, and text. I want all of my objects to be square, so the first thing I will do is go to the ribbon, select Insert, then Shape, and draw a square. Once drawn, I will left-click on the shape, activating the Shape Format tab on the ribbon, allowing me to set the exact dimensions, 3 by 3. Next, I will left-click on the square and change the color. I also want to add a white outline with a weight of 6 point. Within this square, I intend to place an icon and some text. It is very important that anything I add stays within the confines of the outer square dimensions. More on that later. To insert text, I will navigate to the ribbon, select Insert from the text box. For now, I will place the text in the approximate location. The next step is to insert a graphic. From the ribbon, select Insert, then Icons. I prefer to use the built-in icons since they are stylistically similar. Once inserted, I will move it to its approximate location. I want to change the icon size to about 2 inches. And the color to white. I also think it would be nicer if the digital files was in white. It is important that each added element stays within the square. Let's look at the icon. The actual folder appears to fit in the square, but if I click on the folder, you can see the icon extends all the way to here. To resolve this issue, left-click on the folder. This will activate the Graphics Format tab on the ribbon. Select Crop. I want to grab these black portions to make the necessary adjustments. Now when I click on the folder, you can see that it is 100% inside the square. Once happy with the design, select all of the elements, which for me is the square, folder, and text. With everything selected, right-click on these elements and navigate to Save as Picture. Microsoft offers a few file types, but I would recommend PNG for this situation. We are converting these 3 individual elements to a single picture file. You can now take that picture file and insert it anywhere: Canvas, Microsoft Word, email, website, just like any other picture. I know that in total I want 8 icons on my homepage. I'm going to copy and paste so that I can see how all 8 will potentially work with each other. You do not need to use icons, nor limit yourself to squares. For another course, I created buttons that were only text. Once I am happy with the basic designs, I will make small adjustments to each individual item. I pay particular attention so that all elements fall within the individual square. At this point, I have saved each button and I can now create a page in Canvas. Open your Canvas course. On the left-hand side of the screen, select Pages. Go to the upper right and select New Page. I will call my page New Homepage. Let's insert those buttons. Left-click in the text editor. From the toolbar, select Insert, then scroll to Image, then Upload Image. I will find and select the previously created button. Hit Submit. For now, we will not worry about the size of the buttons. Let's repeat for the second button. I will left-click in the text editor. From the toolbar, select Insert, then Upload Image. Find the button and hit Submit. I will do this a total of 8 times for each of my buttons. Now that all 8 are in, I want to go ahead and hit Save. This looks nice, but I want to have 4 columns instead of 2. Let's edit the page. I will left-click on the first image, then left-click on Image Options. I will give an alternate text, select Embed Image, and set the dimensions to 175 pixels by 175 pixels. I hit Done, and we will see that the icon shrunk. Let's go to the next one. Left-click on the image, select Image Options. I update the text, select Embed Image, and change the size to 175. Finding the right size does take some trial and error. I know that in Canvas, I get approximately 700 pixels from left to right. 700 divided by 4 is 175. This is looking closer to what I had envisioned, but you can see that the layout feels just a bit off. The white spacing is not consistent. I probably hit my spacebar a few times between each picture when inserting them. I need to go back and delete the extra keyboard mistakes. The next step is to hyperlink each picture. I will left-click on the Start Here icon, go to the toolbar, and select Insert. I want a course link. I want my Start Here icon to lead to the orientation module. On the right, I will select Module, then find the specific module. Select Done. For the Updates icon, I want it to go to Announcements. Students could select Announcements on the left-hand side of the screen, but I prefer them to use the button. I will left-click on the Update icon. I will go to the toolbar and select Insert. I want a course link. I want to find the option under Course Navigation. This will lead to all announcements. This option here will link to specific announcements. I will now repeat this for the remaining icons. The final step is to tell Canvas to use this page as the home page. If I click on the home link, we see that I have course modules as the home page. There is a two-step process to set a page as the home page. Click on the page's link on the left and find the newly created page. Ensure that the page has been published as indicated by the green check. Next, left-click on the three dots and select Front Page. We are almost done. There is one final step. Let's go back to the home page. On the right-hand side, select Choose Home Page. Here, you are presented with 5 options. I have another video, link below, showing each of the 5 options. Select the Page's Front Page radio button and hit Save. There you have it, a new home page with customized buttons. You do not have to create your own buttons in PowerPoint. There are many websites with Creative Commons License 3.0 graphics that you could use, download, and insert. You could even insert actual photographs and link them. I prefer PowerPoint for the ability to easily customize. What works for me might not work for you and your students. Do you have a preferred homepage style? What do you want students to see when they open your Canvas course? What tips can you share with the rest of us when designing a homepage in Canvas? Leave a comment below and thanks for watching. Suerte!